Where am I from? I am from the blood of Fire River, where the strike of friction against rock of flint smokes tongues of resistance. Lead burning brains and bodies of the buoyant beautiful. I am Flint.
Inclines and declines of human history. The world keeps spinning, life goes on. Yeah, we get it. We can never be the same again. We all understand that to most Flint is known for being predominantly bad, but as you experience it, you realize there might never be another opportunity like this one. Buildings vandalized, then crushed, letting go just so that we can reinvite care into the environment of Flint. The true destruction is not the community, not the entrepreneurs. It is not the minimum wage workers. In reality, it's what was left behind of what could be permanently loose in our soil. And the water.
Well, the crisis in Flint is really emblematic of this tragedy we've been facing and our unwillingness to face it as a society. The issue has largely affected African American and Hispanic children. And somehow, even though we know that lead continues to poison kids, continues to be on the walls of cities, continues to be in the pipes, continues to be in the ground, the story of the enormous power of corporations to make us think that somehow it's a problem with the past. Grew up in New York City. I have a wonderful wife and I have two children who are now grown, with each one of which has two grandchildren, and their reason for thinking there may be a future in the society, who knows? Sociomedical sciences is a field in public health that basically looks at the health problems we have through the lens of the way our society is organized. People who are all trying to look at the ways in which the worlds we've created and the environments we've created are, in some sense, the source of illness.
Hi. So are you doing media studies, is that right? My name is Melissa McCann. I am a character animator and I also teach animation. I'm 38 years old. I was born in Flint, spent half my life there, and then moved to Fenton later on. I am married and I have no children, but I have two cats. And they're beautiful. I really loved growing up there. My mom was a factory worker for AC, Delco, later Delphi, but she was under the General Motors contract. They had owned them when she was hired in. The community there is just amazing. I get a little emotional thinking about it because it was a sad way to have to leave.
From the 1930s on, it was the center of real controversy because what was emerging as the largest car company in the world, it also became the center for all sorts of ancillary industries that used that area, used that land, and used that river as basically its dumping ground.
Melissa was born in Flint, in a neighborhood where plenty of families were raising their children at the time, the late 1980s. Melissa was 10 years old by the time residents began finding barrels of toxic chemicals within the neighborhood, only feet from their backyards, in the open and underground. Their entire neighborhood was built on top of toxic chemical waste. Where do you think the nearest Fisher body plant was for their neighborhood? Only a 4-minute walk right across the street.
I had a lot of migraines, really debilitating migraines. where I was very sensitive to like light and sound. I would throw up all the time. The neighborhood kids also had the same problem, and they'd get nosebleeds. I never had that problem. My mom thought that was a result of the flooding that we had in our neighborhood. But I actually have a little picture almost a year after I was born, but this is how flooded like our neighborhood would get. There was a chance that it could have been mixing with chemicals that's from the toxic waste that was buried below our houses. The way that was found was a neighbor was digging a pool and they found a barrel that had stamped on it Fisher Body. It would have had to be like 1994 or 1995 that they discovered it. My mom said she called ABC 12 News. One day a guy showed up from General Motors, started inspecting the exterior of the houses. And then later on, they started to make offers to residents to buy their house. It wasn't even at value, it was at cost. And my mom mentioned that we were the last to go because she was like, no, you're gonna give us like a little more than that so we can completely relocate our family because of this. When we were the last, the neighborhood was basically empty. Like no one was really there. Now, General Motors did go in and do a cleanup, and I do quotations because they claim that they had pulled the toxins out. They were importing dirt in and just covering it with more layers of topsoil. And obviously these houses were built on it. We ended up moving, and maybe the hardest part was just like readjusting to a different place. My health got a lot better. I didn't get as many migraines. I think the hope of publicizing what happened with the Flint water was, I think they hoped that it would shine light on it, but I think because of that reputation, people are really hesitant to come into it, but they will.
The tragedy of Flint is a very long tragedy.
In a perfect world, do you think Flint could be restored environmentally?
In a perfect world, I don't even think it needs to be a perfect world. It's a world that people deserve.
My name is Samaj Brown, and that's spelled S-E-M-A-J, Brown, like the crayon. And I am Flint, Michigan's inaugural Poet Laureate. Let's have a conversation, shall we? You've probably heard of English as a second language. Well, I've developed a way of teaching called poetry as a second language, where poetry is not just a poem, it's a technology where we use applied poetry, like you spread it on toast and you put peanut butter on toast, jelly, it becomes something else other than in the jar. Now we have something different. We call it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, that's the way I use poetry. I spread it. I apply it to create something else, something different. Like when red and blue are put side by side, they pop. But if you blend them, you have purple.
My name is Rebecca Riddle, and I was born right here in Flint. Back in the day when I was coming up, Flint was a nice place to stay, and it was a nice place to raise your kids. Flint had Auto World. It was a place where you can take your family. It was nice. I hate that it didn't last long. I don't understand that one, because to me, it was a waste of money to build all that and just to tear it down.
Six Flags Auto World, a totally new world with something for everyone. The past, the future, fun stuff, scary stuff, indescribable stuff. Six Flags Auto World, leave the real world behind.
Six Flags, which has a contract to operate Auto World for the next 10 years, is already the biggest operator of theme parks in North America. And it means a lot to Flint for Auto World to be a success.
Flint is not only an automotive town, but there's other things in Flint besides automobile. And the people need it for enthusiasm and to lift their spirits.
We are less than 1 minute from the implosion of Flint Tunnel.
We wouldn't have a grand opening celebration without the Mott Foundation, which over the years has poured millions into the city's development. Despite his wealth, he once told a reporter, "What I'm worth is what I do for other people."
For more than a century, Mott Community College has been a valuable resource for Flint residents and those in nearby areas. The campus comprises several buildings where various classes are held. Mott is known for accessibility and its commitment to providing residents with opportunities to pursue higher education. In 1981, MCC established Mott Middle College, a free high school program that introduces high school students to college experiences. Students not only graduate with a diploma, but also earn valuable college credits.
My name is Katie Young. I work at Mott Middle College High School. I've been working here since 1998. I was actually, strangely enough, born on campus. There used to be a hospital here called St. Joseph's Hospital, and that's where I was born in 1972. Oddly enough, I've never, ever apparently left Mott's campus. The most rewarding part about teaching here is really working with the kids. And it's very exciting to see them grow and do things that maybe they didn't think that they could do. I went to school at University of Michigan, Flint. I felt like it was a very dynamic place to be. At that time, it was the early 90s. I just remember all of us feeling a great sense of possibility. Flint has a lot to be proud of. We've been hit quite a few times with some things, and Flint has managed to really, I think, be an example for the rest of the United States. We are surviving, and I think we're doing better than surviving. That's the people. That is the people. Of course, there's some beautiful birds behind me having a little chat.
Don't look Sigma or not?
Not Sigma.
I like all the people that you can meet. I also like the food.
Don't look Sigma.
I feel like downtown, there must be a pride about that.
I love Mott Community College because it's helped me become better. It's familiar.
What do you have to say for this?
I didn't do it. Sorry. You're not gonna catch me. Or you're not gonna catch myself. I didn't do it.
It really is a beautiful community with a lot of beautiful people.
I guess just be yourself. Just stay safe.
Flint City questionnaire.
I feel it was an abdication of responsibility to people. None of those options. Who or what do you believe deserves the credit for Flint's recent success? People. We do. There was a real struggle, and yet people have continued to fight for this place, you know? One thing that I think is really specific to Flint that you can really only find in Flint is a certain kind of tenacity coupled with grace. And again, that's the people.
Flint money.
My name's Jennings Harbor. I was born right here in Flint, and we're still doing it somehow, luckily.
This is the best skate shop that's ever been in Flint, by far. I mean, he's not going to tell you these things.
Sorry, the interview's going to have Dom in the background.
Sorry, man.
He's a mind wizard.
Sorry, man.
My grandpa had a family business in our family for over 100 years, and my uncle had Seventh Heaven Halloween store. I always wish I had my own store, and like just being a skater and thinking about it in a skate shop, it just kind of perfectly came together. I've seen a lot of ups and downs. You know, we've had employees, and now it's just me working. So being able to do what you want to do when you have to do it.
I mean, I've known Jennings for, I don't know, since we were like very, very young. We both grew up skateboarding a lot.
They were both the best skaters that I knew. Their style, tricks, and their humble magic.
When did you start skateboarding?
Oh man, you guys have put me on blast.
I'm shy, bro.
1988.
88?
It took me a long time. I used to sit on my skateboard for a year. It brought me into culture, art, music.
Dominic?
DJ Dom.
DJ Dom.
Thank you.
No way! Is he about to do the spin move?
This skate park's been around since I was in elementary school. So I got memories of this place for a long time. It's cool to see it still standing and the people that use it respect it.
A new restaurant is expanding the taste buds of the Flint community with its Hawaiian-inspired food.
A lot of people in Flint are, unfortunately, we are not really used to having a lot. We haven't had a lot of access to things like this. Like a lot of people who come in here say all the time and feel like I'm in Ann Arbor or feel like I'm in Detroit when they come in here. And that's kind of what we wanted it to feel like, but we wanted Flint to see this as like, you know, like you can have something too. Like it doesn't have to, like something like this, you shouldn't have to drive 45 minutes away to come get it. Like we deserve good things. We deserve healthy food. We deserve good environments.
It has its challenges, but you realize that once you conquer it, you're either gonna find something to keep going or that's gonna be it. Like you're gonna expand or you're gonna break down. We don't take any sale we have, we don't take it for granted. So we're always like, how are the sales numbers this month? How, is anyone gonna buy a bowl?
We had a hard time getting funding when we started. We had to jump through hoops and hurdles to get funding. I would say that was probably our biggest challenge. COVID was another one. I mean, but that was everybody's. So everything got pushed back. They literally had like 2 people working on this entire build. But I think, you know, through COVID though, we learned a lot. We learned our business through and through the entire pandemic.
Don't kid yourself, be true to yourself. If business is truly what you want to go into, don't kid yourself and be honest. Say, I know what I have, I know my product, I know what I'm capable of, and I can make this happen. Doing business in Flint, is it a positive or is it negative? It's one of the things where location is key. You have to be able to take it and rebound. Know you got a location, a good product, and you gotta have consistency. And every day we get up, it's like training. Like we putting on our jersey, that's what I think. It might be hard to get up, but the sweat equity that I'm putting in the business, it helps progress us to another level.
My name is Shanice Ali, and I am a business technical assistant for Metro Community Development, and I am also an instructor at Mott Community College. My favorite part of helping the community is being able to put capital in the hands of budding entrepreneurs. A lot of small business owners don't have the capital or the resources to start their business. Whether it's a stipend or if it's loan funds that help them start their business, it can go a long way in the starting phases for a small startup. One of the things that I've got to experience firsthand is how the water crisis impacted my children. The fact that now the first thing I go to cook is I go grab a bottle of water instead of turning on the faucet in my kitchen and pour water to make spaghetti noodles. My first go-to is, let me go grab a bottle of water, because for a period of time, for years, that was what I had to use to cook. So just seeing how that has affected my children's overall experience as a child living in Flint, it's been rough. It's been rough. A lot of businesses were not able to bounce back. Look at our mall.
Flint's Genesee Valley Mall is remembered by most for offering enriching shopping experiences. It is also one of the only malls left around the Flint area.
Yes, it's hard to maintain the business here in Flint other than other cities.
I do think it is hard to maintain a business in Flint because of the COVID, the water crisis, everybody is moving away.
My mission statement for life or just in general would definitely be pay attention to what you're thinking about. The things that we let into our hearts and our mind, they can change your life forever. I think that every geological location is going to have their issues on what is battling their entrepreneurs. Flint in general, we have a love for one another. Even if you think about the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Flint, we love allowing individuals to go in a circle to get the information and the assistance that they need. And nobody else has that ecosystem like we do.
I'm inspired by that which hasn't occurred yet. I'm inspired by the void. I'm inspired by the ovum, the egg, the potential energy, that I would be able to look into something that doesn't appear to be moving and see a universe. Like looking into a river that's still, but you know underneath that river, oh, you have an entire ecosystem that's teeming and alive. The essence and the possibility of what could be built. Ooh, I get so excited to think about what we could do, who we could be as people, how we could think, how we could love differently, how we could form families differently. So I'm excited about the possibilities, the unknown, which I am a part of, which you are a part of. We all are a part of it. So it's a thrilling proposition, this life.